Hey guys, how y'all doing? This is going to be the very second video of my RC tutorial series. The newer videos I make, the higher in skill level it's going to take. So this one is going to be graduating right off of learning how to fly. As soon as you can do turns, figure eights, everything that basically can get you up and down with no issue. This is going to be the basic aerobatics, more specifically barrel rolls, loops, and inverted flight. All three of these are very popular in the RC community and you will see them a lot. So I'm going to give you simple ways to do them, little tips and tricks of how to do them very smooth and make them look very good. So first we're going to start off with the barrel roll, and I'm going to use a Park Zone Corsair. Reason being is because this is a very popular second plane for most people. Park Flyer Warbirds are very popular for learning aerobatics and just stepping up to your intermediate plane right after you get out of your 4-channel trainer. You can use your 4-channel trainer. Pretty much all of the 4-channel trainers will do basic aerobatics, such as the Apprentice, the Alpha 40, the Next Star. They will all do rolls and inverted flight. But because this is more popular, I'm going to use the Corsair. So starting off, we're going to be doing the barrel roll, and I'm going to do it from right to left. So we're just going to take off here, make a nice bank turn, come around. We're going to pitch the nose up and roll and catch it. That's it. That's all the maneuver is. It's pretty simple when you get used to it. A few different variations of it. One of them is you're level and you just jam the stick to the right. This is okay. It's not the best idea because if you notice there, I lost about 10 feet of altitude. I'll do that again. You can watch the altitude I lost. It's not the best idea, especially if you're doing your maneuvers close to the ground, making it look really cool. But the best way to learn is definitely to pitch the nose up about 5 degrees, roll through it, and as you saw there, I lost no altitude. Looks a lot cleaner and it looks a lot nicer, and it's going to set you up for the next aerobatics. Just getting used to that variant. Also, one thing to keep in mind when you roll, sometimes you'll roll not far enough. Be wary of that and just be ready to twitch it again, or you'll go too far and you gotta come back. So different planes have different sweet spots. Some of my planes I'll do 3/4 of the way and it'll keep rolling all the way to the end. Some I'll have to keep going and it stops instantly. So it just depends on what plane you're flying and what you're trying to do with it. But definitely get some altitude. Altitude is always going to be your best friend and neighbor, and practice it that way. Next, we're going to practice loops, and this one's going to be from left to right. A loop, different people have different ideas of what they do in a loop. Some people, they'll do a really tight loop, like that. That is still a loop. It doesn't look the best, but it still is. Some people do a really wide loop, and that looks a little bit better, and it's a little more realistic. But basically, you want to keep two things in perspective when you're doing a loop. One, you don't want to strafe to one side, so you don't want to do like a corkscrew like that. You want to always stay completely vertical to the ground, and you don't want to strafe to the left or right. Two, you always want to hit the same lie that you left on. You always want to keep the exact same altitude. That's what is going to make your loop look very nice. Starting out, you can start with a very tight loop. That's how I learned. I like just pulling the stick all the way back, and then from there I advanced. So you can start that way. It will work. But after a while, you definitely want to get that loop nice and wide, and it looks very, very nice. Just like that. When you are doing a wide loop, a few things to keep in mind. At the top of the lie, you want to pull back on the throttle, let it fall, and then at the last quarter turn, you add the throttle back. Very simple. So at the very top of the loop, when you're about to come back down in elevation, pull back on the stick to about a quarter stick, and then add it back when you get to a quarter at the bottom. And it makes it look very, very nice. Later on, you can even combine these two, the barrel roll and the loop. You can do like a very nice loop right here, and then come down, pitch it up just a little bit, and then roll. And it looks very nice. That's about all I have for the loop. Inverted flight is next. This is probably one of my favorite maneuvers. It's a very, very nice, clean looking maneuver. A lot of people do it. This is one of the most popular, one of the most, in my opinion, the most cool looking maneuver. So you're going to start out like a barrel roll, but you're going to do half a barrel roll. So you're going to catch it when it's upside down and then push forward on the elevator stick. The trim is naturally going to want to fall like that. So you're going to automatically want to push forward on the stick. Keep in mind, to keep yourself up, you're going to be using down elevator this time, not up elevator. So push forward on the stick and keep it nice and level. Good thing to practice is going to be making a straight line with the inverted flight, and before you want to make your turn back to the oval, you're going to flip back over, make your turn right side up, flip back into inverted, keep the same altitude, same speed, and then flip back. When you get comfortable enough with that, you're definitely going to want to try some turns. So make sure you get the altitude, and you're going to want to bank it, and then push forward on the stick instead of back. That's going to be the hardest thing to get used to, and it's going to be nice. Just keep it nice and level. It's going to be basically learning the fly forward channel all over again. You're going to want to keep the same altitude, the same speed, and make it look very smooth and level. For this maneuver, I would definitely recommend practicing on a simulator before practicing on a real plane. You can practice on a real plane, just make sure you keep the altitude. That's going to save your plane a lot, and it's going to look really nice. Also, a second way of getting into a inverted flight is a half loop. Basically, you want to go up, and instead of pulling back, you keep the throttle and then catch yourself with the up elevator. So let's try that again. Let's come down, go up, keep on the throttle, and just catch it at the top, and then you're in the inverted. Some people do this and the barrel roll. It just depends on your preference. You can even do both after a while. Just depends on what you are, what kind of pilot you want to be. But they're both very nice. Inverted flight itself is just really fun. It looks really cool. If you have any requests on maneuvers that you've seen someone do or seen on the internet or just want to learn how to do, please leave a comment. I will post a video of any maneuver you want, and I'll see if I can simplify it as much as possible for you. If you want me to review a plane, do the same thing. I'll see if I can get a hold of it and review it for you. Till then, have fun flying.